the third time. Here is the Ninja Sales Secret number 4. You've already been through 3 quick ninja sales trainings. There are 20 of them. Soon you will be able to, hello, Teresa. Soon you will be able to watch this on my YouTube channel, and you'll also be able to get a course with these 20 ninja sales secrets, all from the newly released best selling book called Ninja Sales Secrets. I don't know if that's showing up right or backwards or whatever, but that's pretty cool. Hello, Georgina. And this is a book that I wrote. Took about a year to actually write. And you know what the hardest part about writing a book is? Actually finishing it. It's easy to write, but hard to finish. And I finally finished it. What people are saying about this book right off the bat is that they will read it. Why? Because it's not thick. It's about 70 pages, and half of them are illustrations. And the illustration for today is this cool looking guy right here. And on this illustration it says, focus 90% of your time on solutions and only 10% of your time on problems. Interesting. So let's go ahead and talk about the 3 keys for success. This won't take long. Hello, everybody. Hello, Stephanie. Great you're here. I'm not going to talk to you guys anymore because I don't want to have to edit this out for the training. So I appreciate you guys there. And I do thank you, Teresa, for letting me know that showed up correctly. So I'll do it one more time, so that when Facebook decides to put So if Facebook decides to put an image up there, they may pick that one, but they'll probably pick the one with my mouth open and something else is going on. All right, let's get started. There are a lot of things that people have out there that are called keys to success. There are a lot of books out there, videos, series, lives, and everyone is talking about these keys to success. And I'm going to come at it a little bit different. In the book, Ninja Sales Secrets, I talk about the 3 things that you need to have right at your fingertips in order for you to be successful. These are 3 things that if I ask you for any of these 3 things, you should be able to go and come out with it right away. Okay, so if you're ready, you might want to get your pencil and paper out, and I'm going to go over the 3 things right now. But before I do that, there was a person, and I don't know if it was Franklin Covey or if it was Brian Tracy or Zig Ziglar. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe you can help me. But what I learned from that training was that, and it might have been Napoleon Hill actually, but what I learned from the training is that the best way to prepare yourself for the day and the task of the day is to write down the things that you want to accomplish the next day, your goals, your tasks, the challenges that you have. Write them down the night before. That is not part of the 3 things for success. But I was reading it this morning, and it just reminded me that actually sets you up for success properly. So why would you want to write those things down when you're tired, you had a long day, you're getting ready to go to sleep? Why would you write those things down? And here is the interesting ninja secret about that. Somehow, some way, our brain and our subconscious brain starts working out problems in our sleep. And why not give our brain something productive to work on, like the challenges of the day, the things you want to accomplish? You never know. So when you wake up the next morning, you might actually already have the answer to some of the challenges. Somehow they kind of come to you when you get up in the morning. Why? Because you're giving your subconscious something to work on all those 6, 7, 8 hours of the night while you're sleeping. Interesting, right? So, yeah, thank you, Deanna. It does sound like Zig. So that's just a way to kind of prepare yourself. Write down the things that you want. But also what it does, and I know I got this from Franklin Covey, is that when you wake up in the morning and you have that list right there, you can kind of, drink your cup of coffee and read your list right away. I have a list. I'm always writing lists before I go to sleep. Let me see, get the right angle. And so I kind of make sure that I have this ready for me in the morning so that I can get started. I'm one that wakes up at 5 in the morning and gets my day started 2 or 3 hours before everyone else. Okay, secret for success number 1. If you read the book, you already know what it is. Have a calendar. Okay. Why do you want to have a calendar? We all have calendars. I have two calendars in here right now. I have a small one, which is right here against the wall, sitting there, all ready to go. I have that calendar. You can write on it and everything. That is sitting here. And that kind of stays close by. Sorry to get out of the camera shot. But I also have a bigger calendar that I write with a Sharpie. The real important thing, I'm still working on my calendar for this month, and I will finish it before the morning is out. And all those important items that you have as far as meetings, as far as anything that has to do with your improving your business, write those on the calendar. There's a really important reason. It's called appearance. Remember, all throughout this training, you will hear that people want to do business with people that are busy. Why? Well, if you walk into a car lot and there's nobody there, and the guy walks up to you and he says, "Hey, how can I help you?" And you're like, "I'd like a car." It's like, "Great, I got all day." Let's look at every car. Let's go to that. Well, that's fine, but I'd rather walk up to a place where there's a long line of people waiting for one person, because being busy is a example of the fact that you are successful. Why are you busy? Because everyone is staying in line waiting for you. I have a story about it. You'll hear about it some other time. But the bottom line was that when I learned to be busy, I got way more customers than I knew what to do with, because they were very happy to wait in line, to wait online, whatever it took to have me help them out. And the way you can do that with appearance, especially in this world of Zoom and lives and streaming videos, is to have a calendar right behind you. This calendar will be sitting right here, okay? And it will be kind of in the backdrop, and you'll see all this black, dark writing on my calendar right underneath my whiteboard. And it's there not to make my office look any better, because that definitely doesn't help the looks of my office. But what it does is it shows how busy I am. And I don't have to say every time in a conversation, "I'm so busy." But you will just kind of, people like to look behind you. I'm sure you guys have seen my pictures and my Wakanda, and my certification, and my proclamation, which is there, and the things behind me, and my books and all that. I'm sure you guys have seen it. And my bookmarks, I keep pointing the wrong way, and my bookmarks, that's because people like to just kind of look behind you. What's really going on, they want to know. Well, the fact is that what's really going on is I'm busy. I have a lot of clients. I have a lot of business meetings that I go to, masterminds and corporate meetings, and places that I'm doing sanitization services, and there's just a lot of things going on in my life. And the only way that you, the viewer, my potential client, for instance, or my new client, will know that is if they kind of see that calendar. That's why that one app, Calendly, is pretty cool, because you can block out all these times that you say that you're busy, and when they go, "Well, I'd like to make an appointment with you," well, just go to here's my link to my calendar and find an open slot. What's that telling them? That's telling them that you might be so busy that you only have certain slots available. So the key on that is to block out a lot of time. I know it may not be the most honest thing, but we're talking about ninja keys to success, and that is one of them. Have a calendar, have it filled with stuff on there, and I'm sure you can fill it, even if it's go to the grocery store, right? You fill that sucker up so people can see that you're busy, and be able to talk about what's happening in the following week. The week that, like, first, if it's Monday, what's happening throughout that week? You have a customer that you want to do business with, and the worst thing is when a customer says, "Well, can we get together Thursday at 4:00?" And you go, "Yeah, sure, no problem." That's odd. They didn't look at their calendar. They didn't even check. Can we get together 3 weeks from Tuesday? This is your customer. Can we get together 3 weeks from Tuesday? I have an opening between 1:30. I'm exaggerating. 1:45. And you go, oh, that sounds good. I'm open. Yeah, that's great. We'll make it work. What? Okay, you're not busy, obviously, if you can fit every single time slot in your calendar. So, how do you answer when a customer says, "Are you available?" Like you go, well, let's meet up. Well, the best way to do that is to give them, 2 times that are your time slots. I'm available from 9 to 10 on Tuesday, and I'm available after 4 o'clock on Wednesday. That's kind of the way that you would normally answer if you want to kind of be a beginner ninja. But the best way to answer that is to say, well, let's check our schedules, our calendars, and let's find out the slot that works best for both of us. And that person, so if that person says, oh, okay, well, let me look at my calendar, and it takes them a few seconds, and you know that they're also busy. But if they go, okay, well, what time do you have open? And then you actually look at your calendar and you go, well, let me take a look. I'm available Thursday at 4 or Friday at 9. Okay. If you say that and the customer goes, okay, Thursday at 4 is great. The last thing you want to happen is for you to actually have something Thursday at 4 that you forgot. You have your, like I have grandkids, like if their birthday party was at 4 o'clock and I didn't have it on my calendar and I didn't have it readily available at my fingertips, well, I'm going to look like an idiot to one or the other. And I would prefer not to look like an idiot to either of them. And so having a calendar at your fingertips that actually has it's filled out, not just having a calendar, but having it filled out. I don't care if you use an online one. You can use Google Calendar. I don't care if you have a one that just sits like this. It could be just this big, and it just has all your stuff. I've tried a lot of different ways to have my calendar handy. I find that Google works great for the phone and all that, but I love having a big fat calendar in my office. I have it in both offices, and I pretty much duplicate them because that's real important. So, success secret number one, ninja secret number one for success: have a calendar, have it available, and have it at your fingertips so you can not make the mistake of seemingly being not busy or making an appointment when you actually are busy. Okay, number two. The second secret to success in from the ninja sales secret perspective is to have examples, testimonials, to be able to at your fingertips give 3 examples of customers that are using your service. So, my question to you listening here now, do you have examples of customers using your service? I know. It's a simple question. And if you don't have examples, you need to get some. And even if it's not that they're using your service, you can talk about that they want to use your service. Either way it goes, it's fine. Now, what do I mean by examples, testimony? It really is a simple deal. When you're talking to a new potential customer, when you're trying to get more business, I know a lot of you here, you have your network marketing business. Examples are huge in network marketing. Huge. You need to be able to tell a quick story, which only takes like 15 seconds. Well, all I can tell you is that, Roger, he joined us. He didn't think he would have any success. Turns out his wife loves the product, and he's been able to get most of his neighbors on board. They're coming to him because they see his wife at the Starbucks, and they're getting excited about the products. Who knew? Example number one. See, it doesn't have to be about sales and marketing or discounts and availability and it's going to save the world. It's about examples of people that are just happy to use your products. And it's usually something that you wouldn't expect. I love when, I met at the grocery store, someone sees me and they go, "Are you still selling the travel products?" Wow, that was like 7 years ago. Wasn't that awesome? Is what I say to them. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have never had better experiences traveling, going around the world, meeting great people than I did when I was in the travel business. That was so much fun. I don't do it so much now. Obviously, COVID has changed a lot of things, but thanks for reminding me. That was a great answer. That was an example, and you're still excited about it. And if you were now, like for instance with me, I'm now into the sanitization services, it'd be a great, they're going to say, well, that, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, or it's too bad. I wish I would have got in with you when you were in the travel. It looks like you had a lot of fun. Yeah. And they're going to say, well, what are you doing now? Well, now I'm really excited that I am able to actually save lives, and we can get into that later. Remember, whatever you're doing, you got to be so passionate, which is secret number 3. People will buy your passion before your product. You got to be so passionate that you actually believe that your product is saving lives one way or another. And you got to have an example of that, an example of how you are saving lives. And I don't care what you have, you can work your way into saving someone's life. You can save their life from them not being lonely anymore. Oh, that reminds me of a story. When I was in one of my network marketing companies, I used to do kind of like barbecues every month, especially on holiday weekends. Like next week we have a holiday weekend, so I would do a barbecue Friday or Saturday because I knew that people were off on Monday, and I used to do them regularly, and I just throw 4 or 5 balloons on my mailbox, and then people would know Charles is having a party, okay, at a barbecue, and everyone was always welcome. And so one time, what I did was I told people that every time I throw a barbecue or a party, I needed them to look at what I was doing for 5 minutes, only 5 minutes, so that I can write the whole thing off my taxes. Okay. Make a big production. I get everyone to sit in the living room, and I'd say, okay, I just need 3 people to tell us why you're enjoying the company that we're with, and then I could write this whole thing off of my taxes, and we're all happy. Okay, another training, right? So what happened was 2 people raised their hands right away, and I knew them, and they gave examples of how they were, enjoying the products, and they were making a little money, and they were, loving hanging out, with people and the trainings and all that. But the third guy that raised his hand, I didn't even know who he was. I kind of thought I saw him, but I didn't know him. And he raised his hand and he says, I just want everyone to know that one day I was driving by Charles's house and I saw the balloons, and one of the people, Tamara, said, hey, are you here for the party? And for some reason I just said, yeah. And she's kind of like just forced him in, come on in, we got hot dogs and hamburgers. And since then, I have gone to 3 of your parties and barbecues. When I see the balloons, I show up. And I got to tell you, and it was going to cost $150 at the time to join our network marketing deal. He says, I would happily pay $150 just to have friends like you. It almost brings tears to my eyes every time I tell that story. Why? Because it's a great example. It's not about sales of products. It's not about, people making money. A lot of times it's just about having an opportunity to get together with some really cool people. We do these we call them bike cruises, cafe hoppers, and we do them once in a while on the weekends, and it's just so much fun. Nobody's trying to sell anything, but a lot of things get sold. Another ninja training later. So, number 2. Ninja sales secret for success. Have testimonials that you can bring out just like that. Have examples of people that are enjoying your products. If my sanitization services, I say things like, I used to think that, I was saving people's lives when I was in the CBD business, and that was great, and I knew I had an effect on people. And who knew that I would be able to be in the same type of scenario while making sure that the air that people breathe in their house is sanitized and clean and germ-free. Man, I get to do it again. That's awesome. Wow. Another example. Hey, my friend is going to have a meeting at his house for the first time in literally 8 months, and I was the first call he made. Normally you call the person that's making your cake or doing whatever. He called me because he wanted his house sanitized before people came in. And when you think about it, people want to walk into a germ-free environment. Another example. But you got to have them at your fingertips. So, whatever services that you provide, whatever product that you provide, be able to give 3 real, life-changing, if possible, testimonials or examples of your products. That's always got to be at your fingertips. So, a calendar that you can go to. Secondly, examples or testimonials that you can bring out just like that, no matter where you are, even if you're in an elevator or whatever. And the third, this one is very interesting. The third secret to success is to put a time limit on all of your conversations. What do you mean, Charles? Put a time limit. Remember, I'm always going to go back to the fact that people want to do business with people that are busy. Successful people are busy. And so if a phone call comes in and they want to ask you questions, say, hey, John, appreciate the call. I got about 10 minutes here before my next meeting. How can I help you? Boom, we have now encapsulated a certain time. So if you can do that for all your calls, and I'm suggesting that you do that starting today. If someone's calling you, okay, not if you're calling them. There's a way to do it if you're calling them too. You know, say, hey, I only had a few minutes and I wanted to contact you before I got busy. I mean, there's a way to do that. But mostly when people are calling you and they want to ask you questions about your products, or they want to learn more about what it is that you're doing. Well, no matter what, I know it makes you excited. I know it gets you excited that you want to tell them everything about your products. You want to give them all these examples and do all these things that Charles is sharing with you. But always, always, at least for the next 30 days, put a time limit around it. I don't care if the time limit is 20 minutes. I put a time limit on this, which is 30 minutes, and I said this is going to be between 20 and 30 minutes long. I have a time limit for this call. And now you as the customer, you as my potential client, you as whomever knows that the clock is ticking, okay? And so we don't talk about your kids, virtual soccer game or whatever, right? We don't have time. I mean, if we do, at the end of the time limit, the time segment that we had, I will say, I'm so sorry, but we're out of time. And let's schedule another time. Successful people are busy people. And if you want to appear successful and you want to be successful, people need to know that you are not only busy, but you are mindful of their time as well as your time. And so many conversations start, and it could be something I really want a lot of information about. I might say, hey, I got about 17 minutes of available. Do you have 17 minutes available? And we both go, yes. Boom, clock is ticking. Okay? 5 minutes is what I normally say. I normally say, do you have 5 minutes available? Well, before we get started, do you have 5 minutes available for us to talk about this? Yes, I do. Do you have 10 minutes available for us to discuss this? Yes, I do. All of those little sentences are so valuable to success. When you deal with people that are very successful and busy, which is usually synonymous with each other, for instance, Greg Reed, one of the most prolific, I always say words wrong, author, over 80 books, speaking all over the place. When I talk to him on the phone, I already know the clock's ticking before he even picks up. As soon as he picks up, I know I got about a minute. I do. And even though we don't say, hey, 10 more seconds, but I know. And when a minute's coming, he's going, okay, got to go. Love you, buddy. I mean, it's over because we already know this thing. And so I want you to practice it from this point on. Just practice it. When you get on the phone with someone, just even if it's your mom or, someone that's a friend of yours, just say, hey, I only have put a time limit on it so you can actually watch the clock going. So you can actually get into a habit of looking at the clock, because if you say you have 7 minutes available and you talk for 14 minutes, you have lied and you are not credible and you are certainly not busy. Okay? So people know that if I say, go ahead and put me on a 3-way call, make sure it's 3 to 5 minutes, let the third party know that Charles is busy, he only has about 5 minutes of time, let's go. That people will get to the point. They'll get it done. All right. Right now, I've been talking for 26 minutes and 50 seconds. I know that because I look at the clock. So, sales secret number 1: have a calendar handy, available. And if it's on your phone, you got to have it so you can open it up and look at it right away. For me, I usually just turn and look at it, or look out over here. Number 2, have testimonials and examples that you can quickly go to so that you can share them. I see Stephanie's here. Stephanie is an amazing massage therapist. Plus, she does a lot of spiritual things with gyms and things like that. I know that she has hundreds of testimonials, hundreds of examples. Just think of 2, right, that you can share right away. When they ask you a question, go, you know what, that reminds me, I have a person that was in the same boat, and this is what happened to her. Talk about how it was horrible and it got great because of your products and services. Okay, that is the Ninja Sales Secret Training number 4. And number 5, which is my favorite training of all the trainings, of all the secrets, is the personality traits. What color of personality, and there's 4 of them, what color is your customer? What personality style is your customer? And there's a lot of different ways that you can find out what personality trait you have and what styles you have. There's plenty of tests out there, but we're going to go over some of the basics. It's going to be a little bit longer training, probably like 30 to 45 minutes because of the material that we're going to go over. Feel free, get the book now so you can follow along. It's only a page and a half. It has to be my longest one because it's a little bit deeper into the personalities of your customers. But when you know the personality of your customer and you can find out that fast, when it hits you, oh, I know that type of person is a green. They're very detail oriented. Oh, that changes the whole way you're going to talk to them. The conversation changes to details, facts, and figures, right? Nothing vague, because they're paying attention. So if you knew how to treat that person because you can spot that person quickly, imagine how much better of a salesperson you could be. So thank you again. Have a great day. Whenever you're listening to this, if you're on the training, I'm going to see you for the next section. If you are here live, I'll see you next Saturday, 9 o'clock Pacific time. Again, thank you for being one of my ninja heroes. Bye-bye.